Welcome back to T-Facts. Today, we've got an exciting lineup from the world of reality television, especially for fans of Deal or No Deal Island. We're diving into 4 unique stories that are making waves in the reality TV scene. So, without further ado, let's get into the highlights. Next, we're recapping Season 2, Episode 4, where shocking twists abound. Audiences are on the edge of their seats as the stakes rise and surprising alliances form. This episode features a breathtaking twist that leads to an unexpected elimination. Who will it be? Don't miss our detailed recap! In our third segment, we bring you Joe Manganiello's exclusive insights on this week's episode. As the host and game master, Joe shares his thoughts on the gameplay strategies, player rankings, and that jaw-dropping elimination. What does he think about the players' tactics? Stay tuned. And finally, we have a special feature on the incredible Parvati Shallow. Known for her winning spirit across multiple competitions, she reveals the 3 reality shows she turned down and shares her thoughts on why she chose to join Deal or No Deal Island. What makes a reality show irresistible to her? Let's find out. Let's kick things off with an exclusive first look at the intense competition unfolding on Deal or No Deal Island. Season 2 is heating up, and the cast is proving that they're not holding back when it comes to winning immunity. In this thrilling episode, contestants are faced with a high-stakes axe-throwing challenge that's anything but ordinary. Dr. Will Kirby, a beloved contestant known for his strategic gameplay, sets the stage for the tension-filled competition as he expresses his need for immunity. "I have to throw an axe into my face," he says. "Talk about pressure!" The challenge is set. Each contestant must throw axes at targets with their faces on them, aiming to hit the bullseye in the center. If they succeed, they secure immunity from facing the dreaded banker in the night's game of Deal or No Deal. But watch out, any misses could mean certain elimination. As the players take their turns, the atmosphere becomes electric. Host Joe Manganiello announces each contestant's throws, creating suspense as Dr. Will nervously aims for his own portrait. With tension rising, Dr. Will manages to hit just outside the bullseye, earning applause but also reminding everyone that the stakes are high. Next up is Alexis Leet, who decides to help her ally Philip Solomon by aiming for his target instead of her own. "I think Phil is a really likable guy," she reveals, showcasing the alliances forming in this competition. But how will these decisions impact their standings? The show features remarkable moments as well, including Parvati Shallow, a former Survivor winner, who is determined to stay in the game after being labeled a potential target. "Lost Shell came up to me and said that I'm the biggest threat," she confesses. Taking the challenge seriously, she nails her axe throw right in the center, earning cheers from her fellow competitors. With each throw, the dynamics of the game shift. Philip is called next and chooses to target Seychelles Cordero, someone he perceives as vulnerable. "I think I'm going to go for Seychelles, just based on trying to get the bottom 2 instead of the top 2, he explains. But Seychelles' strategy is clear. She decides to aim for herself, hitting the bullseye and assuring her safety. The competition continues with unexpected alliances and rivalries as players navigate their way through the challenge. Seychelles' impressive shot earns her respect, but it also raises eyebrows among other contestants. As she explains her rationale to Philip, the tension between them lingers, showcasing the emotional stakes of the game. As the episode unfolds, viewers witness not only the physical challenges, but also the psychological warfare inherent in reality competition shows. Who will emerge victorious? Who will secure their place on Deal or No Deal Island? And who will face the ultimate elimination? This episode promises to deliver a rollercoaster of emotions and strategies, resonating deeply with fans of reality TV. Don't miss out. This is just the beginning of the thrilling ride on Deal or No Deal Island. Now, let's dive into the recap of Season 2, Episode 4, Evil or No Deal Island, titled Throw and Tell. This episode takes us deeper into the thrilling twists and turns that keep viewers on the edge of their seats. As the dust settles from the emotional axe-throwing challenge, the dynamics among the contestants quickly shift. With only 11 players left on the banker's private island, everyone is hungry for the cash in the final case. Notably, the previous episode left audiences shocked when Charles Rock Carlson was eliminated after a risky deal that cost him his chance at the grand prize. The stakes are rising and no one feels safe. In this episode, the players wake up to a new day filled with strategies and alliances. Storm, one of the contestants, mentions a breakfast date with MG, indicating budding relationships among the players. However, tempers flare as Dr. Will, known for his charismatic personality, finds himself at odds with CK, who is out for his elimination. She just met him, and she wants him off the island immediately, reveals a fellow contestant, encapsulating the growing tension. Throughout breakfast, players strategize and share their concerns. Dixon seeks reassurance from his island dad, David, assuring him that he is in a safe position, while the others analyze the emerging alliances, indicating that the players are starting to see each other as threats in this cutthroat game. Things get even more intense when host Joe Manganiello announces a new challenge, prompting each contestant to rank their peers from biggest to smallest threat. This exercise proves pivotal as players scramble to determine who poses the greatest risk to their gameplay. In an interesting twist, Dr. Will, acknowledging his controversial status, chooses to list himself as his own biggest threat, setting off a wave of reactions among the players. He explains, "I'm going to put this on myself," demonstrating a bold approach to managing the pressures of this cutthroat competition. As the game continues, players head to the beach, where they face an unexpected challenge that involves throwing axes at targets featuring their fellow contestants' faces. The values of these targets range up to an incredible $5 million, making the pressure even more palpable. The contestants must hit their rivals' targets to secure immunity, deciding who will face the banker in the next round. The strategy here is critical: hit the biggest threat and gain power, or risk being sent home. Dr. Will is first up, and in a dramatic twist, he throws his axe at his own face yet again. "I brutal," shouts Joe as Dr. Will hits just outside the bullseye, a close call that earns him cheers and shows just how high the stakes are. Meanwhile, Philip aims for Seychelles, but his throw barely registers, while Seychelles, determined to stay in the game, goes for the bullseye and makes an incredible shot. Her confidence shines through, and others applaud her fierce determination. The drama escalates when CK, who has had a contentious relationship with Dr. Will, ultimately agrees to make a deal with him. He offers her a chance to defer targeting him in exchange for his promise not to put her up against the banker. This move introduces a layer of psychological strategy that underscores the tension of the game. As the episode climaxes, the final throws reveal shocking results. Players who initially felt safe suddenly find themselves in jeopardy, leading to heated conversations and emotional moments as fears of elimination arise. When the smoke clears and the votes are counted, Dixon ultimately faces off against the banker. He starts by choosing his case, clearly aware that his game depends on his decisions. Dixon goes through multiple rounds, dodging elimination and emerging victorious, with a whopping $5 million in his case. The episode concludes with a powerful reflection on the friendships and rivalries that have developed on the island. With more alliances forming and loyalties being put to the test, viewers can't help but wonder who will rise to the top next week and what twists await in the game of or no deal island. Don't miss out on the next exciting episode! In our third segment, we turn our attention to host Joe Manganiello, who shares his insights on the latest events unfolding in Deal or No Deal Island during an exclusive interview with Entertainment Weekly. As the game master, Joe has a unique perspective on the strategic maneuvers and emotional roller coasters that contestants experience each week. This week, Joe discusses the contestants' ranking excursion, where players were tasked with assessing their peers from biggest to smallest threats. First off, Dr. Will's chaotic gameplay out of the gate paid off in spades, Joe explains. He elaborates on how Dr. Will cleverly positioned himself to secure power and safety during the challenges, while employing a mix of fear and social strategy to ward off other players from targeting him. Another intriguing aspect of the discussion is the reaction to the rankings. According to Joe, there were some surprising outcomes, particularly David's placement as the third highest threat. Unbeknownst to him, David was voted the third highest threat, and as a result, he was up for elimination, Joe remarks, emphasizing the high-stakes nature of the game and the constant shifting of alliances. Joe also delves into the dramatic moment when contestants had to throw axes at their fellow players' targets. He expresses admiration for Parvati's smart gameplay as she targeted herself, securing her immunity once again. She proved that when you play a strong game, it attracts other people to you who want to be your ally, Joe highlights, pointing out the intricate social dynamics at play on the island. Additionally, he addresses CK's surprising deal with Dr. Will. Joe questions the trust factor in her decision, saying, "I'm surprised CK trusted Will after she went after him so hard." I elaborates that in reality competitions, moments of vulnerability can either propel players forward or lead to their downfall. As the interview continues, Joe reflects on Dixon's impressive gameplay during the Temple Challenge. Dixon's game was influenced heavily by Nick's Temple battle in Season 1, he notes, drawing parallels between the two players' decision-making processes. He praises Dixon for his courage to ride out the game, culminating in a thrilling victory as he claims the $5 million case. Dixon's knowledge of former deal or no-deal briefcase models and his strategy not only made him a fan favorite but also highlighted his potential as a formidable player, Joe adds with enthusiasm. The segment wraps up with Joe acknowledging the romantic connections forming among players. He emphasizes how these relationships can be a double-edged sword. "You can go there, but you'd better play a near-perfect game," he warns, indicating the potential for alliances to shift when emotions become involved. With Joe Manganiello's insights, fans gain a deeper understanding of the intricacies of gameplay on Died or No Deal Island. His reflections enrich the viewing experience, giving audiences a glimpse into the mind of a game master and the strategies that can lead to both triumph and heartbreak in this competitive environment. And finally, we spotlight the incredible Parvati Shallow, a powerhouse of reality competition shows, who opens up about her experiences and the shows she's chosen to participate in. Known for her brilliant gameplay in Survivor and her recent appearance on Deal or No Deal Island, Parvati reveals she's been selective about which reality shows she agrees to join. In an exclusive interview with Us Weekly, Parvati candidly talks about her decision-making process regarding reality TV. "I don't want to do every reality show," he states firmly. "I just want to do the ones that seem really fun to me." This discerning approach is what sets her apart in the industry, as she balances her passion for competition with the reality of potential burnout from participation in multiple shows. Parvati shares a surprising revelation. She has turned down 3 major reality shows: Celebrity Big Brother, I'm Amazon Prime's To Go Toad, and House of Villains. "I think I'm doing a good job picking," she adds with a sense of pride, emphasizing that her involvement in competition shows must resonate with her personal interests and energy. Reflecting on her recent journey, Parvati reveals what lured her back into the competitive arena. "I unretired double time because I did Late or No Deal Island, Australian Survivor versus The World in one summer, back-to-back." She expresses the exhilarating mix of excitement and challenge that draws her back to these games, describing them as peak experiences that offer life-changing opportunities. One of the motivating factors for her appearance on Deal or No Deal Island was the chance to see fellow reality legend Boston Rob Mariano compete. "I loved watching Rob play. It was so fun," she recalls, indicating that seeing someone she admires succeed on a similar platform ignited her competitive spirit once again. Adding to the appeal, she praises the charisma of host Joe Manganiello, saying, "He's perfect for the role," which further enhances the show's allure. Parvati doesn't hold back when discussing her excitement about the new elements and competitive aspects of the show. "It's got a little Charlie's Angels, a little Austin Powers, a little Survivor," as she describes. "It's a game of intrigue." Her enthusiasm for the challenges and the format makes it clear that she is in her element, and viewers can't help but root for her as she navigates the complexities of Deal or No Deal Island. In addition to her current participation, she teases fans about her upcoming role in Season 11 of Australian Survivor, where she'll be competing alongside reality veterans Tony Vlachos and Siri Fields. "This will be my last time on Survivor," she notes, suggesting that this chapter of her reality TV journey is both a celebration and a farewell. As Parvati continues to shine on or No Deal Island, her thoughtfulness about her choices and her zest for competition leave fans eager to see how her journey unfolds. Will she continue to captivate audiences and dominate the games? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure: Parvati Shallow remains a force to be reckoned with in the reality television world.